Welcome back to the Infamous Ghost Podcast.
I'm Celis,
I'm Josiah.
and today we doing something we haven't done in a very long time, and that's a ranking. Josiah, you want to tell me what we got coming today?
Yeah, so since we just entered October not that long ago, we go give y'all our top 10 horror films of all time.
Now, this is something that I've been thinking about for a long time, and it was an idea that we just never got to, and I feel like now is the perfect time, man.
Uh,
And we never really touched on horror movies before, have we?
nah, not really. We reviewed a couple horror
Yeah,
films.
yeah, we have.
Yeah.
And so this is gonna be fun, man. It's different.
Really, well, my list, I ain't gonna lie. Let me tell you about my list. My
Oh
list can
shit.
change at any given moment because, you get a different feel from each horror film. I
Yeah.
feel like there are sections in horror. Like you got your slashers, your Halloweens, Friday
Yeah.
13th. You got your supernaturals like Insidious or The Nun or something like that, and so on and so forth. So it's like depends on what you feeling at the moment.
I'm not a fan of supernatural horror movies. Like
Really?
I'm not anything but that. I will watch.
So you never got into like Annabelle or The
I can't
Conjuring?
unless you count Child's Play. But hey, that's about it. All right, so you can go first, man. Start with your number 10.
All right, number 10. I'm going classic in there. I got The Thing.
The Thing.
Number 10.
Okay,
Yeah.
number 10. A
All
little
right,
low,
so
but
look,
I respect it.
I just saw this movie this year.
What?
That's my first time ever seeing a thing. And reason why I watched it, because we went to Flashback Weekend. I met the cast. I heard some behind the scenes stories. It's crazy. This movie actually flopped when it first came out.
Yeah, bro. It damn near ended John Carpenter's career.
Which that movie was way ahead of its time. And
Yeah.
the movie's so interesting because anybody could have been a thing. It like kept you on your toes. Like, all right, you're playing detective. Like the viewer was playing detective.
Yeah, it plays on paranoia.
Yeah, that's the yep. But that's my number 10.
Okay, that's solid number 10. I respect that. My number 10, this might be a little curveball. You might be like, what? I got the Terminator.
Is that classified as a horror?
Bro, I think so. Bro, think back to the first Terminator, not Terminator 2, not Terminator 3, or any ones following that. The very first Terminator, bro. The music, the tone, all night scenes, man. And you got a one killer hunting down one woman trying taking out everybody in his way. And I feel like with this, the way Arnold played it, you were afraid of him the entire movie. And
Facts.
you felt the tension the entire movie. You felt scared for Sarah Connor the entire movie.
Yeah. Well, I feel like the tension wasn't really there for me because this wasn't deemed as a slasher film the way you just described it. Because there wasn't a lot of blood, like a lot of
bro,
gore.
What? When he cut his eyeball out of the mirror?
Yeah, but I'm talking about kill wise.
I mean, he got how many kills he got in this movie, bro?
Yeah, he got a lot of kills, but it wasn't like your typical slitting throat or watching blood.
He drove a car through a police station. She shot up what 20 cops.
It wasn't as gory. It wasn't as gory.
I mean, because I feel like this was the first time that sci-fi, well, not the first time, but this was an era where sci-fi and horror were being fused together. And James Cameron was the leading pioneer behind all of this because he had made Aliens, and then he made this, man. And I feel like those were two of the biggest sci-fi horror films out at the time. And in the following sequence for Terminator, they kind of got away from the horror elements and just stuck with the sci-fi. But this one, bro, watch it back and just think about it. It's a horror movie.
All right, my number 9 is Final Destination 2.
Oh, that's a great movie.
You could have went with any of them, almost any.
Not part 5. Not part 5.
Yeah, not part 5. But all of the Final Destination movies gave you some type of phobia. Whether it's on roller coasters, you're at a race car track, and with number 2 is driving behind a log truck.
Bro,
that scarred a whole generation.
Man, I remember watching this as a kid, and it's just thinking bro, it can happen to anybody. That's what you really felt like when you was watching this movie. You would have dreams just thinking about ways you could possibly die.
Right. Just think about when the main character found out they were trying to escape death, you can't do that. So if this is a real life scenario, where death is coming to you at any given day, you can't escape it. Like when dude got caught in a house fire, like he slipped on a glass. I'm like, dang, the thing came
Bro.
down, hit him in the eye. Oh my god,
Bro, but that bus death always get me, man. That bus death.
oh
Yeah, that bus death is forever instilled into my brain. But solid number 9. I like that. I like that. That's real good. All right, for me, my number 9, I got Child's Play 2.
Explain.
All right, so this is more of a horror comedy, but I feel like this is all right. This was a step up from the previous Child's Play movie. I feel like Brad Dourif, the voice of Chucky, he got to play with the character more, and we got to see Chucky's sense of humor in this.
How's it hanging, Phil?
And also, it was more violent. We got more kills, and bro, you can't tell me that final battle in the Good Guy Factory wasn't one of the greatest endings to a Chucky movie.
Facts, yeah. That like Chucky was like half coming out the like the acid and stuff.
Literally, like then they put the tube in his nose and blew him up.
Uh-huh.
Like, iconic, bro. And
Yeah.
this is a horror movie I grew up on. Like, this is probably Child's Play was one of the first horror movies I watched as a kid because it was a doll, and I'm like, oh, like, all right, oh man.
But I always looked at Chuck as like, all right, bro, he's a doll. Like, if y'all don't kick him, throw him around the place. But
Yeah,
that's
but-
a solid. That's a
But
solid.
it's a doll with grown man strength. You got to remember that.
So for my number 8, even though you just said you wasn't the biggest fan of supernatural movies, I had to throw one on here. I'm gonna throw the first Insidious on here.
Okay, I like the first Insidious.
Mm-hmm. You didn't like any other of them?
The first two were good to me, and I feel like they kind of got away. They kind of got away from it a little bit with the following ones after that.
Okay. Wait, didn't the third one kind of like tie back into the first one?
So the third one, I believe they used the side character as the main character for the third one. I'm pretty sure. Oh, that might have been The Conjuring. I don't know.
Yeah, it's been a while, and I do get those.
Yeah, it's
mixed up.
definitely been a while. But those first two Insidious movies, definitely scared me. I'm not even gonna lie.
Bro, I remember me and my family went to go see the first one in theaters. This is like
y'all
2011 or something. It's like, I ain't gonna lie. When I got home, I had the SpongeBob movie on DVD. I left that in for like a week.
Yeah,
Like, I left that
to
in
drown out
for-
the demons.
For real, like, and that's what this is like one of the first supernatural movies that actually like gave me fear because like the kid, he was a little boy just like me at the time. He went into like a sleep, he went into a coma, and the whole time he was trapped by a demon. Like,
I think that's what got me because I was a little boy at the time watching it, and it kind of you're right. That is. I like how you mentioned that. Okay, my number 8. I got Jaws.
that's a good movie. Okay,
No, great movie, and I feel like let me explain. Steven Spielberg. This is his only horror movie, but I feel like the way he directed this, it was very suspenseful and kept you on your toes the entire movie because you didn't know what was going to happen. And that the one jump scare it had, it got you because you didn't see it coming. They didn't tease it in the movie at all, and it just happened. I don't know. Steven Spielberg was a master at this movie, man. All-time classic, probably some of the greatest kills. And it really pioneered horror movies with the practical effects and everything.
and it was different for its time because think
Yeah.
about it, like you're on a boat in middle of the ocean. It's like
Yep.
you can't run, you can't get help, you're limited resources.
And the
I'm-
music by John Williams, like,
Yeah.
bruh, like we got the dude that created the music for Star Wars in this movie.
All right, my number 7 is Halloween 2018.
Wow,
Listen, all right,
wow.
what James Jude Courtney did with Michael Myers, I feel like he played Michael Myers the best out of anybody, in my opinion.
I
Like,
mean,
probably
like-
because he was like Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills, his highest 2 kill counts in any movies. Like he was more violent. Like he was okay. Rob Zombie's Halloween. You could Rob Zombie's Michael Myers. You can make an argument, but I don't know
The
what James-
remake or the sequel.
Fuck.
The remake he did of the original Michael Myers or the sequel following that movie he did.
I
'Cause
say
you know
the
he
remake.
did. Okay, all right, the
Yeah.
remake. All right, yeah, that sequel was trash.
Yeah. But
All right,
And-
but this
and
is my rebuttal to that. All right, and then you can go.
okay.
You said he played Michael Myers the best,
Mhm.
but don't somebody have to set the foundation in order for you to surpass that?
100%. Yes, 100%. Like he puts like even though, so Mike Myers, he don't talk. We all know that.
Mhm.
So it's the way he like just brought the character to life even more. I don't know if it's like it was modern day, so the colors were better, the kills were better, the choreography is much better. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what factors played into it.
I feel like I feel like James Jules Cordy came into a well-oiled machine. You know, you got David Gordon Green writing them. I mean, you got David Gordon Green directing. You got Jamie Lee Curtis, you know, playing Laurie. You got this. You just got all these surrounding factors that are just going well for the movie. And like he just played the part. And when we met him, oh my God, cool dude, bro. Like cool dude. When I tell you, I never got so much insight from talking to somebody.
Mm-hmm. And not even just insight about the movie, about life in general. He
Literally.
was telling us he had to like, you know, get like mental health like for playing this character because he's such a dark character.
Yeah, it
And
said he went to like ayahuasca and all.
he said the last guy who played Michael Myers, he ended up having a mental breakdown. So it was nice knowing that like behind the scenes.
Halloween 2018 in the top 10 though
Yeah.
over the
Like,
original. That's
maybe.
crazy. I don't know, man. Saying that out loud is crazy. So my number 7, I got The Thing.
Okay.
Nah, I feel
Why
like
you got it up higher?
because I think this is one of the greatest horror movies of all time. The way John Carpenter built the suspense with this movie, it had you glued to the screen the entire time. And the score, oh my God, doom doom, like bruh. And like I said, they just played on the paranoia. They like it had you worried for everybody, worried who was the thing. And I feel like that last twist at the end, where he burned the blood, and then you finally see that who's the thing.
Yeah.
Bruh, great jump scare, bro. Or when he was dissecting the guy on the table, stuck his hands in him, closed in, or great jump scare. Like
Amazing jump scare.
and this movie has some of the best practical effects I've ever seen, and it still holds up. And this came out in 1982.
Zero CGI in this film. Which is
Literally.
amazing. Okay, the way the film ended, do you think they should remake this film?
So they kind of did. They did like a sequel, but it was like a prequel. So it showed the Norwegians and a couple of Americans that were there before them.
Oh, okay. I didn't. What's the movie called?
It's called The Thing.
Oh, is it? Okay, I didn't even see that one.
It's not that good, bro.
Oh,
All CGI.
damn. Fuck.
They killed it with the CGI, man.
Yeah, I feel like that's what we don't get that same feel we do with old horror films because
Not at
we
all.
rely so heavy on CGI, and I feel like when everything was practical like it was back in the day, it just showed so much creativity.
Yeah, because you felt like they cared about the movie and that they put real hard blood, sweat, and tears into the movie.
Facts. All right, so for my number 6, this movie was made quite a few times, and I saw the most recent remake, and it got a lot of hate. I don't know why, because I enjoyed it. But I'm gonna go with the OG Candyman. Yeah, like
Well, since you said that, I might as well say my number 6, Candyman.
really?
Yeah.
Uh,
Literally, that's my number 6, Candyman.
like so shit. Like, well, I'm quite sure you saw it when you was a
Yeah,
kid.
so
like,
you explain it and I'm explaining.
like I don't really gotta explain. Like Candyman is like, I feel like he was the black people version of Bloody Mary. Like,
Literally, bro. Like I feel like all right. So if it's one thing that we scared of, it's urban legends, man. I swear to God. And then you throw in Tony Todd with that menacing ass voice. I am the writing on the wall. Like, bruh. Like,
man, on point. And this movie was actually filmed in the projects in Chicago.
yeah, Cabrini Green, bro. Like
Yeah.
when I was talking to Tony Todd, back in Minnesota when I met him, like he was telling me that like the directors had to pay a couple of gangsters, to kick rocks a couple of times, or they put them in a movie just so they can stop messing up the production of the movie.
Oh damn! Wow, that's crazy, man.
And
Make sure
it's
y'all
just-
check out
Literally.
that interview.
It's just crazy, like how scary this character was and how complete opposite Tony Todd is, man. Like one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life.
Man, I bet, yeah, because I seen that interview. It's like, man, he down to earth dude, like
Super
you
down to
genuine dude. And the looking back, the movie dealt with like a lot of mental stuff. Like
Yes,
Candyman, he
bro.
was never there. Like
Never there. It was all in her head the whole time.
the whole time, and she was doing the killings. It was like a crazy twist. Crazy twist.
Correct.
All right, so for number 5, this movie wasn't scary at all. But
Oh,
it's
shit.
classified as a horror comedy.
But you got it at number 5?
Number 5, I would watch this 7 days throughout the week.
Oh my God.
And that movie is Wes Craven's People Under the Stairs.
I'm gonna allow that. I'm gonna allow that. That is a great movie, and I think it's a horror movie. I think it's a horror movie.
Like it's not scary at all. Like I remember laughing more than getting scared throughout that movie.
But I feel like we laughed because in our heads that was us.
yeah, for little black boy, yeah. We was fooled, yeah.
We was fooled. Everything he did in that movie, we would have did.
And you just touched on Candyman, talk about what did you just say?
Racial awareness.
Yeah, racial awareness. This movie did the same thing too, because
Yeah.
in the movie, Fool, his family, they were fighting gentrification in the hood. And you know, actually not looking back, the main villains didn't have a name. Now I
Yes,
think
they
about
did.
it.
Bro, yes, they did. Yes, they did. I swear to God, they did. It's in my head, bro. Oh, they were called Mommy and Daddy.
Yeah, they were calling each other that.
Yeah, but I remember the grandpa said they had a real name at the end of the movie when he said they were brother and sister.
Bill Cobbs.
Yeah, I forgot the last name though.
Yeah. But
Great movie, bro.
amazing movie and shit. That's
And I can't believe Wes Craven directed that. Now I think about it, because you're right, it did have a lot of racial awareness in it. Like the white villains in that movie were essentially the landlords for all the people in the ghetto, up in the rent so they can get people kicked out. They owned everything in the hood, all the liquor stores,
facts. All
Yeah,
that
man.
shit.
And
I like how he reversed the roles, because Fool essentially saved their daughter. So it was like a black savior in that movie.
Yeah.
Like, you know. And then end of the movie, like after Fool attacked the power structure, the house, it blew it all up. You see it was raining money in the hood.
Everybody got the money, bro.
Like, everybody like raining. So it's like I feel like that was like a symbol. Like if you want something done, you really got like attack the heart of it. Like, you know, you saw everybody was free after that. So.
You gotta blow it up from the inside.
Yeah, like literally everybody's free. The people under the stairs was free. Like the daughter was free. The hood was free. So
Yeah. Solid movie. Solid movie. Well, technically, it's okay. I can't even talk shit because my number 5 is considered a horror comedy too, and it's The Lost Boys.
that's one of the best vampire movies,
Bro, the best vampire movie. I feel like this started the entire vampire wave, bro.
Over
I feel
Blade.
like, look, listen, bro. That come on now. We can't. You can't put that in there. Blade is not a horror movie. It's it's an anti-hero
It's an
story.
action. It's an action horror.
Set in the Marvel universe.
Okay, all right, but go ahead.
All right. I feel like this started the vampire craze. I feel like without the Lost Boys, we wouldn't got the Dusk Till Dawn. So we wouldn't got the Twilights, you know. And with this movie, the cast behind it, man, you got Corey Haim, Corey Feldman, Jason Patrick, Kiefer Sutherland, like all amazing actors. And I feel like this movie just brought it on the horror and the comedy end, bro. Like I remember Corey Haim, like my own brother, a goddamn shit sucking vampire. Like, boy, like that was a great scene, boy. And Kiefer Sutherland, one of the best villains, man. I feel like his villain in this movie was just so remembered, and he referenced in so many pop culture movies nowadays.
Okay.
And the music in it, the song "Cry, Little Sister," bro, like that shit, bro. Come on now, you can't really dispute this movie. I feel like if you ask anybody what the Lost Boys is, they will know.
All right. So if you had to rank all 3 Lost Boys, what would you rank them?
Oh shit, probably the order they came out: 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I am a bigger fan of Dusk Till Dawn, like especially number
Bro,
2.
you gotta watch the Lost Boys, man.
Like my mama was obsessed with that film. Like I paid attention. I watched it, but I didn't pay that much attention to it. But
Dusk Till Dawn.
no, Lost Boys.
Oh, bro, I watched Lost Boys probably like every day for like 4 years.
Man, okay. All right, cool.
Man,
I gotta
I-
check that out. You
Joel
did meet the
Schumacher-
cast.
Yeah, I met Kiefer Sutherland and I met Jason Patrick. Both cool dudes. They both signed my poster. Jason Patrick signed my poster. Party. What he put? Party All Night, Sellers, and Kiefer Sutherland put Never Grow Old.
Ah, that wasn't saying in the movie. Okay. All right, number 4. This is another modern day film, and it took a different turn with the horror genre. That movie is Get Out by Jordan Peele.
Great movie.
Great movie. It was like, I love what Jordan Peele doing with the horror genre. Like, I feel like with the movies he's putting out, in like 20 years from now, everybody's going to try to remake what he's done.
Yeah, because there's nobody coming into the horror genre with fresh ideas. Like I feel like he flipping the horror genre on his head while also raising racial awareness at the same time.
Well, with the movie Get Out, it was so many symbols in it. Like the sunken place. I feel like that was like a big symbol. Like that when I first saw it, I really didn't understand it, but every black person in that movie was in the sunken place, and they were looking at all the white people as seniority. So it's like I feel like that's kind of like a way of like the black
racial
people,
undertone, like the racial undertones.
Black people in white spaces that treat them higher up. I feel like that's the way of saying they're in the sunken place.
Man, and it's their way of saying they want to control our minds. Jordan Peele I feel like I didn't know his writing game was like that until Get Out came out. But then you got to think it take really real skill to write those skits on Key and Peele. Like the amount of skits they did, bro. I don't even know why I doubted his writing abilities in the first place. But like the man, he killing the game right now, and he producing the new People Under the Stairs remake.
Wow, is he? Damn. I've been hearing about that, so I wonder if that's going to go into production.
It got greenlit. You probably see it 2025. All right, my number 4, I got Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Now this is a horror movie I watched so many times as a kid, man. I feel like this is just so memorable. I feel like you ask anybody about this, they gonna know what it is. Man, just the iconic end scene where Tommy, chopping his head, die. Corey Feldman was so good in this movie, and I feel like it had a good teen cast too. It had so many characters that you actually like enjoy watching. The guy smoking the joint that got killed when he got stabbed through the projector, or they was calling each other a dead fuck.
It says you're a dead fuck. What?
Like, what the fuck? It was just so many funny things. Like, Crispin Glover, that man was, like, overly weird in this movie with the dancing and everything. Like, good thing he caught a cleaver to the head, though.
That's your favorite Jason film?
This is my favorite Jason film because I feel like it was the best close to the story, and it really was no room for more movies after this. They just kept doing it because it was making money.
Yeah.
And Freddy started blowing up.
All right. My number 3 is Jeepers Creepers 2.
Oh, wow.
Like, you could have went with number 1. Number 1 was scary. But watching this as a kid, when you take the school bus every day, oh my God, different type of fear.
Man,
like
when that young boy got killed in the beginning in a crop field, he was screaming for his dad. Man, that broke my heart.
Yeah, for real. Had nothing but a shoe left. It was like, dang, that made me look at scarecrows real different after that. Man. The scene where I felt the most tension, you remember they was on the school bus, they all lined up, and I don't like you.
Oh, he was picking
him up.
He the black
you. I would have been scared too. Like
number 3 though, that's crazy though, bro. You think that's a number 3 horror movie of all time? You think that's better than The Thing? No, you don't believe that.
Yeah, honestly, I could be biased because, like I said, I grew up watching Jeepers Creepers.
Tell me what makes that scarier than The Thing.
I mean, just the story behind it. Like, the folktale, half man, half creature, wake up every 23 years, goes hunting, preys on people's fear. They're in a school bus break down, middle of nowhere, and it's like
top 3 all time.
Yeah, and they fumbled the bag so hard with the 3rd one. Did you see
the 4th one?
There was a 4th one? Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't even hear about it. For my number 3, I got Scream. probably one of the greatest horror movies of all time, man. I feel like this movie flipped horror upside down. And when it was in a time where it was dying in the 90s, and this movie came out and brought it back to life. And it was very meta. It talked about how cheesy and bad some of the horror movies before were. It talked about all that, like, predictable things in the horror movie storyline. But it also gave you that whodunit in a horror movie. And I feel like this movie really built the suspense of anybody could have been the killer. And it really had you like interested, and it had you laughing at the same time as you were scared. And I feel like Wes Craven, he did such a great job with this movie and the direction it took. And I feel like the following sequels except for Part 3, which was trash, all the sequels lived up to the hype.
So here's the thing with the sequels. I feel like Ghostface really, it took them a while to mirror that Ghostface from number 1, in my opinion. Like,
I think Part 2 was amazing.
Yeah, like the movie was amazing, but Ghostface himself, like,
what do you mean? I feel like Part 2 had the best reveal. It was Billy's mom, and she was hiding. She was cloaking as a reporter the whole time. Laurie Metcalf, I met her. Shout out.
Take number 6, probably the best Ghostface I've ever seen in the franchise.
I feel like that was the most violent Ghostface because where we're at in horror movies now. You got to think back in the 90s and early 2000s. You got to send movies to the MPAA. So certain kills got to get approved before they get put out. And back then, a lot of horror movies kills got like taken out and cut because they didn't want anybody seeing that shit. It would be in newspapers that horror movies were ruining kids' lives and stuff.
Facts, yeah. Because in Scream 6, the first scene, like,
they didn't pull any punches at all.
Dude, yeah, gutted up in the refrigerator. But yeah, you right. I remember we had Lee Waddell on the podcast. He touched on that. So yeah. Number 2, I got 13 Ghosts.
I never seen that.
13 Ghosts lives like the set is tough. Like, they're in a glass house with like Arabic words protect you from the ghosts. And like, bro, it is tough. And the movie scared me. The ghosts would terrify you. Well, as a kid, it scared me. And I had the DVD version where it's like they gave you each story behind each ghost, which was cool. Like the Jackal, probably the scariest ghost of all time.
Who was the lead character?
The lead character, I know Matthew Lillard. He wasn't a lead character, but it was the guy. You ever seen the TV show Monk?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was him. I forgot his name.
And you think this is top 2 all time?
Yeah, like it's scary. If I want a good jump scare, I'm putting that on. Yeah.
Shit. I never even seen it, so I can't even talk shit. All right, so for my number 2, I don't think I brought any one of these movies up from this series yet, but I think I said the best one, for the last. So I got A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, The Dream Warriors. One of the greatest horror movies of all time. If you dispute this, man, you don't know horror. I feel like the creative kills in this, man, you could just tell they were really leaning into the Freddy character in this movie. With the when they had a guy walking out the window with him on the puffy strings, or with the Welcome to Prime Time, bitch. Like, that's one of the most iconic kills of all time. And then bring back the Nancy character. Patricia Arquette had an amazing performance in this movie. Man, Robert Englund had some of the best one-liners. Man, it was just everything with this movie went perfect, and I think it was just a perfect movie overall. 10 out of 10 horror movie, and something that you can watch in any generation.
Okay, I don't think I seen that one, but I know that kill you're talking about, like when he was on the puppets. I know that came kill, but I don't think I seen that full movie. So I can't.
Man, you gotta watch Dream Warriors, bro. You sleep.
All right, cool. All right, Freddy. I left him off my list. Now I think about it.
That's crazy. You put 13 Ghosts or whatever the fuck it's called over A Nightmare on Elm Street. That's blasphemy.
Great. Listen, like they didn't. If 13 Ghosts really did some type of series when they actually gave each ghost their own story. We got a story, but a own little mini series.
Hold on, you got Jeepers Creepers on your list and no Freddy Krueger?
Correct.
You got Jeepers Creepers over the thing. You got I'm
Well,
thinking
okay,
about
wait,
your
wait,
list.
wait, wait. Don't talk like Jeepers Creepers like some scrub movie. Like
I
Jeepers
feel
Creepers is
like,
up there.
Nah, bro, I think it's in the B tier of horror movies.
You think so?
I don't think it's in that A tier.
It is for me. Like I enjoyed it. Like if I rewatch it, I'm probably gonna have to critique some things. But to my memory, man, it still up there.
So
for me.
you need to rewatch it, man. You going off of your memories when you was 12 years old. 'Cause that was, bro. That is not a top 2 horror movie of all time.
Really,
God damn.
man. Like I said at the beginning of this beginning of this episode, this list can switch up at any time. Like
Yeah, that
you
shit
know.
gonna switch up as soon as we finish filming.
But all right, my number one. This movie is like the epitome of October. Like you know, like when October comes, you got pumpkins everywhere, the change of leaves. You know, you think of this movie, and that's Halloween, 1979.
1978. I got the same ones.
Yeah.
That was my number one too, man.
Like-
I got the same one. I feel like they created one of the most iconic villains of all time and created the slasher genre.
Yes, 100%. And from the soundtrack, like that creepy ass soundtrack.
Yeah,
they
John
had,
John Carpenter created that soundtrack. I want to say in like 1 or 2 days before the movie was supposed to be out.
Really, he said,
Like, he
"Hold
just-
on, let me cook." He
You
said,
feel me?
"Rent due, let me cook."
Grabbed a piano, hopped in the basement, played some tunes, man. And the rest was history. And they filmed this movie in 2 weeks. I want to say on a small
Man.
budget, bro. This movie was destined to fail, but continue to strive for greatness, man. And I feel like with indie movies in general, like indie movies always have the most success to me because I feel like there is more care done behind the scenes than when a studio just says, "Oh, here, we approve this script, direct this, put it together."
Right.
You know?
Like you say, it's more care. Like what studios and companies, they think, "Hey, we put up thousands, millions of dollars to this movie. It's gonna sell."
Yeah.
Like, and they think, "Oh, we go get this A-list actor," and it's like, because think back to the first Halloween, there was no A-listers in there.
No.
Like,
All unknowns. All unknowns.
That was
Yeah.
Jamie
Jamie Lee Curtis,
Courtney.
that was her debut.
Yeah, that was her debut. Dr. Loomis. What was his name?
All right, so he was Donald Pleasance was the only established actor in that movie because he had been in James Bond movies and stuff.
Yeah. But besides that, like no real, even like Michael Myers himself, he wasn't like he was a known stunt person. But
No, yeah, Nick Castle, he went to film school with John Carpenter. That's how they knew each other.
really, wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, so he was a friend of his. He just did that as a stand-in. Not really, he wasn't really a stunt man.
Wow, damn, like that's the greatest horror film of all time to me. And I feel like that's my number one that would never
Yeah.
change, honestly.
Yeah, man. Like you can watch that movie a million times and still hit the same.
All the time, just like the suspense, like the way he moved, like he was like,
Bruh, man, it's that dead face, man. When you look at that dead mask and you just see no emotion, no remorse, and just straight murder.
right.
But if y'all think we had any snows, any movies we should have took off our list, let us know in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on Facebook and YouTube at Infamous Ghost Podcast. And you can follow us on Instagram at Infamous Ghost Pod.
And you can follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Infamous Goats. But till then, we see y'all next time.
Peace.
Peace.